How's it going, everybody? So, we're Figure4Arcade. Today's going to be a quick episode. Quick episode in the aspect of we're going to go kind of fast. Because there was a lot of stuff that came out this week.
A lot of stuff. A long Raw that didn't need to be long. That didn't need to happen.
It did need for the views. It did need to happen.
It wasn't the time and place for a Raw reunion.
Well, USA wanted it. USA wanted it because they knew that the ratings were dropping.
Yeah, I don't think it really helped. I don't think so.
Well, it got like 3 million views, and the last Raw, which was last week, not last week because that was the Raw reunion, but the following week it only got like 2.4 million viewers. So it increased by 6 million viewers. 600,000 viewers.
Yeah, but that's gonna go down because it's gonna go down immediately next week.
Yeah.
Because, look at the episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was bad.
It was
not good. I did not.
It just wasn't good. A lot of setup wasn't really. I still don't get the whole Brock Lesnar thing.
No.
24/7 Championship was kind of okay. The whole segments with it.
That was funny.
Where he loses it to like a bunch of
old legends,
legends and Hall of Famers, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So this is what this reunion episode was about.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let's go into those reviews, and then we'll get into the news. So, Raw reunion.
What was it?
It was interesting. It was not good. I did not like it.
So John Cena opens up for Raw. John Cena opens up.
Mm-hmm.
Why? And what purpose?
Because he is, as Michael Cole said, the best wrestler in the world, or of our time. He said his personal thought is that Raw is his. That John Cena. Yes.
Oh, so he says personal. Then it don't really matter. I think John Cena's good, but I don't think he's the best.
No. The Rock.
We'll get to that later. So, he had a whole thing with the Usos, I guess, to a rap battle, drop some rhymes. I don't like those segments.
Really? I thought this was good.
No, those segments just. It's weird. I don't know. I can't see televising rap battles.
The one with...
Because rap battles get really, really, really personal.
Yeah.
And they get really offensive. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, WWE doing rap battles, it's not.
Especially in the PG era. John Cena calls out the Usos and says that your faces look as good as your mugshots or something like that. So that was pretty dope. I thought it was a good segment, and then
nothing bad came out of those mugshots anyway.
No,
all they did was they just got arrested. That's pretty much it.
DUIs or something like that.
Yeah,
DWIs.
Did they spend the night in jail or something?
I'm not sure. I think they went out on bail.
Okay, so it's just not like anything bad came of it. So it was funny.
Yeah.
But that whole segment, I don't like rap battles or rhyming segments. It's corny and very awkward.
Well, the Usos in the New Day had a great one years ago.
I wouldn't exactly call that great either.
Oh man, I was so entertained.
It was entertaining by the fact that it was cringe.
It was
that's how it was entertaining. It was cringe.
It was not.
I just looked away, or just changed the channel or something else, for that whole segment.
Oh, see, I liked it. So the Usos bring out Rikishi. And they were about to do a dance segment, which is not as good as a
It's just
rap
as
battle.
corny. Okay.
And the Revival's music hits. And the Revival comes out with Devon Dudley.
And Bubba isn't even there in WWE anymore either.
Nope, Bubba is in AEW. Yeah, Billy Ray, Bully Ray.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
that's right. He goes by Bully Ray outside of the WWE. Forget about that.
Mm-hmm. So he didn't accept, and Billy Gunn didn't accept. Bret Hart didn't accept. RVD obviously was there.
Yeah.
That was a good pop. That was a good surprise.
That was good, but he's not coming back.
No, he's an Impact now. No,
that's why I was
absolutely
surprised.
not.
Like, what is he doing?
Impact gave him his blessing, so
Yeah.
why not?
I guess he really wanted to do it.
Yeah.
RVD really wanted to do it.
I guess so. Because he wanted to, I guess, see his old friends and all that. But he was high as a kite.
He really looked high. He was off his rocker, wasn't he?
He smokes a lot of pot.
Noted.
RVD is a stoner.
I mean, I think I remember him saying something. I remember seeing something or reading something about him doing it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Nice hope.
And then before the match, you had because Revival was going against Usos. So before that match, you had Jimmy and Hulk Hogan were backstage. They didn't cut a promo, but they were just like talking. Jimmy Hart.
Oh, like they were just in like doing the camera thing, and they're just looking at like, look at all the legends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. I know Booker T was commentating that match.
Yeah.
So, but the Usos beat them on that one. So
Usos won.
Usos won. Then they had the whole 24/7 championship thing where all the legends started coming out. And I forgot who was it that won that thing. One of the legends. It was
After the match.
Yeah, after the match, it was the whole 24/7 segment where they had.
Oh yeah. Well, first you had Santino, Tori, and Fox. Alicia Fox.
Alicia Fox.
Why is she a legend?
I don't know.
Huh?
I haven't really kept up with what's going on with Alicia Fox.
I don't know.
She's never really been a target of my interest at all.
Yeah, I don't know. But then Drew McIntyre comes out and looks at all of them and just goes, legends, and then just walks out.
Pointless.
And then he has a match with Cedric Alexander, which Drew goes and attacks him before the match even starts. So
that was interesting. That built up the story for that. Forgot. I don't think anybody won.
Which one?
The Drew McIntyre versus Cedric Alexander.
No, nobody won.
Nobody won.
Drew beat up Cedric, and then Drew went into the back.
That was it.
That was it.
Pointless.
That was very pointless.
It was pointless unless it builds up to something next week. So we'll see. I don't even know why they even have Cedric and Drew McIntyre.
Well, you have Daniel and Goliath, in a way. Because
nobody cares.
Drew McIntyre's a giant man.
They've done that so many times.
Yep. But Vince loves big men. As terrible as that sounds.
Drew McIntyre wasn't big back then when he got him. When he found him.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't that big. No.
No, he wasn't.
But he was the chosen one.
He was until Vince fucked him
until 3MB.
No, 3MB didn't jack it up for him.
After that, that's when you had the Maverick segment.
Was
So
after?
Starting the show, R-Truth was champion. Maverick
One,
rolled him up.
right, and then he got rolled up by
Pat Patterson.
Pat Patterson.
Well, he was in the back. He was packing everything, and he opens up his suitcase, and there's a bunch of worms. And then you hear, "I'm the boogeyman." And he turns around and he sees the boogeyman eating a bunch of worms. And he falls over his bag, and then he's just like clenching his back, and he's like, "Oh, my back!" And Pat Patterson comes out, kicks him like 4 times in the chest, and then just puts his foot on his chest, and then not very hard either. And one of the refs counts him 1, 2, 3, and Pat Patterson is the first legend to win the 24/7 championship.
I don't. This whole episode was weird. It's just moving.
Moving on.
I see you have your nose Christian on commentary.
Christian came out on commentary.
I was out for that.
Okay.
So I didn't really see that part.
So the Viking Raiders are fighting, not this time, not a squash match. Thank God, in a sense.
It was Hawkins versus Ryder.
Hawkins and Ryder. Yep. So, the Viking Raiders win. My favorite line in this match, has to come from Renee. When Renee says the Viking Raiders are moving through the tag team division. How? They've only had squash matches.
Apparently the wrestlers that they get from when they're visiting a city or whatever.
Those
local,
people?
The
Sure.
local guys. If you want to include them in your tag team division, they're not even employed. They only probably paid them like $500-$700
Yeah.
for just even.
Yeah.
Not even each, probably together.
No, exactly. Absolutely terrible. That was my favorite line that Renee said this episode. After that, you had the club promo, who are now going by the OC, the original club.
Because they are.
Because they were the Bullet Club.
They were part of the Bullet Club. The original Bullet Club is actually
Tama,
Devitt, and
which is Finn Balor.
Yeah, and freaking Fale, Tonga, Devitt, and then they introduced Anderson in there as Machine Gun Kelly. Then they brought in the Young Bucks. And then, oh man, it's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people.
But AJ came after Gallows, I think, with Gallows. I don't remember. I just know Gallows. That was around the time Gallows left.
New Japan?
No, left WWE.
Oh, right. When he was Festus?
He was Festus, and then he did.
And then he was Luke Gallows after that.
Yeah, Luke Gallows.
He was with CM Punk. Yep.
In his little cult, whatever that was about.
Where they had like shaved heads.
Yeah.
So after that,
and then he went back to Japan for that.
Mm-hmm. After that, Pat Patterson loses his 24/7 championship, and I don't remember who the winner was. But he comes walking down as another legend. He comes walking down.
Oh, he loses it to Kelly Kelly.
And then, that guy who won it from Pat Patterson lost it to Kelly Kelly, who becomes our first ever 24/7 champion.
Wait, you don't remember who that was?
I don't know.
Let me see if I can help you there.
Please do.
Because...
So the Miz TV was next while he looks up who it was.
Because I know who it was, I just can't remember his name.
I can see his face. I don't remember his name.
I'm
Sorry. Don't kill us. Don't hurt us.
It hurt me because I know it, and I don't even remember the dude's name, and it's a bad. That's
Barry something? I don't know.
Oh, Barry.
What's his name?
Trying to remember. Hold on.
So you have let's see. Right after that. Oh, I'm sorry. Before the club promo, you had a backstage segment where there was a bunch of legends at like a party, and Mike Kanellis is talking to Eve, and Maria Kanellis comes running up and says, "What are you doing?" Blah 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 blah. And Eric Bischoff is standing there and says, "Well, if you don't like Raw, you can always come to SmackDown." Which he's not even like in charge per se. He's an executive producer.
Briscoe.
Oh, Briscoe.
Briscoe. Hey, Briscoe.
What's it?
No, it's just Briscoe.
Gotcha.
Then Kelly defeats.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And then Richard Simmons.
Briscoe.
Richard Simmons?
Richard Simmons.
Is this his name?
Who?
No, not Simmons. What's his name? The guy who goes, "Damn!"
Yeah.
That's his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he comes out, he grabs a microphone, he grabs a megaphone, and he yells, "Damn!"
No.
in Mike Kanellis' ear.
Not Richard.
What's his name then? I can't remember his name. Let me tell you right now, I am terrible with names, but I am awesome with faces. I can be like, "Oh, I remember you from that thing that we did, but I don't remember your name." I don't remember his name. Anyways, well, he looks that up. We have Samoa Joe comes out, and he's saying a promo. Yeah, that guy.
Ron Simmons.
Ron Simmons. I knew it began with an R. Richard Simmons is the. What is that? Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons is now a woman. Anyways,
Moving on.
Samoa Joe comes out and does a promo. And he says that these shows with the legends, they're just for you to what was it? Just for you to invest in the company, and it was a very good promo.
Who, Miz?
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe on the. Was this? When was this? This was prior.
This was after
the match.
Kelly won the 24/7
Okay,
championship.
from Pat Patterson. No, not from Pat Patterson. From Briscoe.
Yeah. Gerald. Don't remember.
Don't even try anymore.
Faces, not names.
You're gonna have to look that up yourself. You're gonna have to learn that name. Dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn a lot of names.
Then, okay, Samoa Joe ring promo, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't hate Roman.
Mm-hmm. Roman comes out and interrupts Joe, by the way.
But I don't like his matches because there's nothing good following behind it. Like he could have a good blowout match, but everything leading up to it is just not.
Like I said in an earlier episode, I think he's very Cena-like with his move set.
He's very like you just know what he's gonna do for his comeback.
Biotic.
Mm-hmm.
So the winner was Roman. He won with a spear. And then you had a Miz TV segment with Seth Rollins. That was fun.
What was that about?
So
I checked out on that too.
He's just talking about like the upcoming show, which is SummerSlam. Paul Heyman comes out, and he starts talking to Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins says, "Paul, you have 4 seconds to get off the stage," and Paul's like, "Well, I'm not going to get off the stage," and he starts talking, and then Seth Rollins goes 4, and Paul's like, "Wait! I'm just an advocate. And then Seth Rollins goes, 3, 2, 1, and he starts getting out of the ring, and you just see Paul Heyman just skimper to the back. It was just there for, I think it was just there for comedic purposes.
It wasn't really working.
No.
It was just weird. Like I said, this whole show was really weird.
This whole show was bad.
Then what was after that? Street. So apparently, Kurt Angle makes a match between Ray and Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was the whole Kurt Angle Sergeant Slaughter, Rob Van Dam, and the Hurricane come out, whatever, to help Ray get the win for against Sami Zayn.
And then Rey Mysterio, he's on the top rope, and he just goes Rob Van Dam, and then hits Sami Zayn
with the what?
I think it was a frog splash.
I'm about to say frog splash. And he did it while he was high?
No, Rob Van Dam didn't do it.
Oh, who did it?
Rey Mysterio did it, but as an homage to RVD being there, he did the RVD.
Okay. I thought you were talking about, I'm like, I don't remember Rob Van Dam doing a frog splash.
No. I think he was too high to do that.
I'm pretty sure that would have been something.
Yeah. So Kelly loses the 24/7 championship to Candice Michelle. Alundra Blade comes in and taps out Candice Michelle. She wins the 24/7 championship. And after that match, Alundra walks out and is about to throw the championship in the trash where it belongs.
The only good thing I ever said about this title.
And Ted DiBiase walks out and says, "Everybody's got a price," and goes to pay for it.
And he's the new 24/7 champion.
Yep.
After buying it.
We had nine wrestlers, 9 legends, I think, win the championship. This
Hall of Famers now. They're all Hall of Famers except for no, they're all Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm. Kelly Kelly Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Kelly's a Hall of Famer.
Is she?
Yeah, she was inducted this year, I think.
Super dope. I did not know that.
Yeah, it was this year's WrestleMania.
Oh, I did not know that. So then you had Jerry the King Lawler come out for the AJ Styles Seth Rollins match.
It was all the best commentators coming back, pretty much.
Yeah. I don't remember Christian being a commentator though.
I don't think he was. He just guest commentator.
You know who would have been a great commentator to come back for Monday reunion? CM Punk.
Moving on.
A man can dream. A man can dream. He's never coming back to Monday Night Raw.
He's not coming back to wrestling, period.
I don't know. He's at Starrcade.
He's even been offered by AEW.
So I don't know. Back. It's a possibility.
There's no possibilities. He's already said no.
It's in my heart.
Never say never, but he's already said no. Even to AEW, he's already said no.
Well, he sucks at MMA.
So
or UFC.
He's just starting. Like
he has two losses.
It's 2 losses. So what? What are you gonna do? He just started out. It was his first 2 matches. He should have started out. He should have started out. He shouldn't have started out in UFC. He shouldn't have. I honestly think he should have started like in Bellator or something like that. Somewhere like, but, CM Punk being who CM Punk is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So it's his own fault, honestly, but he's just starting out. Everybody's going to be ass when they start out at something. Like us. So.
Like us. That's true. The OC interrupts the match, so it's a no contest. And while Seth Rollins was getting beat up, DX comes out and saves him. Well, he's outside of the ring, so he's about to jump inside the ring. DX comes out, pushes OC outside to the outside the ring. The OC grabs chairs, and then the Click comes out.
The Click. DX and the Click comes out. Then all they really did was distracted, right? Didn't they? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just a distraction.
It was just a distraction. It still ended in a no contest. Nobody won. But I
don't think not one match was had in this. No. Like barely. It was Rey Mysterio versus Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre versus Cedric Alexander,
and the Usos.
And the Usos versus the Revival. That's 4 matches.
Yep.
And all this crap just happened.
In 3 years. I'm sorry, 3 hours. 3 hours.
This was content. I think this was like the first 2 hours. Because no, that was it. This
was coming to the end.
This was coming to the end, and they only had 4 matches the whole entire show.
Yeah. It was bad. It was really, really bad. My favorite part about this segment is the Click and DX are standing into the ring and they're hugging. They're like, "Oh, long time no see. I missed you guys," and they're hugging. And you could see Seth Rollins is just outside, just staring at everybody like, you gonna invite me? Can I get a hug too?" and then Shawn Michaels is like, "Seth Rollins, come in here." And then they all hug him.
You're a temporary member of the Clique now.
But the person who was supposed to be in Seth Rollins' place was Ricochet. Ricochet has an infection in his elbow. So Ricochet was actually going to get the homage to...
Oh, so he didn't get it.
Nope.
So they gave it to Seth.
Yep.
Bad timing, Rick.
Yeah. Yeah. Mick Foley comes out to a few cheers. He comes out, and the whole 24/7 title, like, people come running through the ring trying to find Ted DiBiase. And then he was like, "I'm here." Yeah.
That was it?
That was it. No. Oh, yeah. Well, that was it for the 24/7 championship. But then he was like, "I'm here because WWE wanted me to show you my favorite memory in my history of WWE." And he points to the Titantron. And the Titantron shows a memory, and then it goes black.
And then Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt happens. I like this. This is the only thing I like about the Raw Reunion episode. The new Bray Wyatt, the fun.
Oh, Firefly Funhouse?
Yeah, the Firefly Funhouse. That. And setting up, redoing, and I hope they do it right, the Balor versus Wyatt match that we didn't get. I think, was it last year that was supposed to happen?
Yeah.
Everybody was just getting sick last year. Yeah. Everybody left and right was getting destroyed by whatever it was that was going on. And I was bummed out. It was Demon versus whatever.
Was it the Wyatt family?
No, it wasn't. The Wyatt family wasn't even existing.
Oh,
it was just him and the Sister Abigail thing. But that was weird.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm glad they retconned.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not retconned, but they reworked Bray Wyatt's character.
Absolutely.
To be something really fantastic.
So Bray Wyatt gives him the mandible claw, and he falls unconscious.
And I think Finn Balor came out to try and help him.
No, nobody ran out.
No, right?
He just laughs and just leaves.
Oh no, the Finn Balor was at the end.
Yeah.
So two parts of the show. Two parts of the show all had Bray Wyatt in it. And that's it.
Yeah.
It's the only part of the show I really like. Then there was a moment of bliss.
Yep.
With Becky Lynch and Natty. Poor Natty.
Poor Natty.
Poor Natty.
This one I didn't like. So Alexa Bliss is saying to Becky, what do you have to say about Natalya? And then Natalya music hits, and then comes out and says, well, whatever you got to say to her, you can say to my face.
This is so weird.
It was bad. It was really bad.
It's like they almost forgot how to set up rivalries. Natural rivalries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was bad.
I want to like this rivalry. I wanted to, until I saw how kind of building it up. And I'm just like, look.
I would have been fine if Natalya had a push before this happened.
Before. Like, I think she was getting, but what did she do last week?
Mm-hmm. She had a fatal 4-way match, which she won.
She wanted to be like the
number one contender.
If they even if that word even exists anymore in WWE.
And then she had a terrible promo about Becky Lynch. And then that was it. That was last week.
Fast forward until today.
Yeah, it was no good.
It just led into a big old brawl between.
That's all it was.
Becky and Nat. Which was it's always the outcome.
My favorite part of this segment was Becky Lynch is just sitting back with her cup of coffee, and she's like, with of course, Nikki Cross, and just drinks her coffee, and she's like, oh.
So is that how you drink coffee?
I make those noises too.
Okay. Then it was Braun Strowman getting squashed.
Why? Braun Strowman is phenomenal, and you give him a squash match.
Why is Braun Strowman squashing jobbers? Why is he squashing jobbers?
I don't know.
Well, apparently, that means there's nothing for him to do.
Nothing.
They have nothing for him.
Nope.
They usually just ride out.
Where was Bobby Lashley?
Doing nothing.
Oh, God, it was bad.
This was definitely a bad way to cap off the night, even though Steve Austin was in it. Hulk Hogan and Steve Austin come out and thank the fans for tuning in. This is so obvious what it was.
Reunion. He didn't even pronunciate words correctly.
I don't think that man Hulk Hogan can talk anymore. Listen here, brother.
Reunion.
Welcome to the wrong.
And then he looks at Ric Flair, who's on the stage, and he's like, "And you, brother," and Ric Flair just looks at him and goes, "Woo!" with that face and everything, and I'm like, "What is going on?"
They were all drinking.
I don't know what it was.
They all had to be drinking.
Maybe they had some of RVD's pot.
It was I agree with this dude from other Raw analysis and stuff I've been reading. That it was just a waste of time.
Waste. Complete waste.
It was a waste of time having all those talents there and just nothing.
It was bad.
And like all they did was just tell us, it's like it matters that we tune in, which of course it does, but everybody knows that.
So how many Slammy awards would you give Raw?
I'm gonna give it a big fat 0. It was
0. No Slammies.
There's nothing for this. Like, this episode did nothing for nobody.
It did something for Drew.
Against Cedric. Alexander. I still don't see what's so awesome about Cedric Alexander.
See, I won't say 1. I won't say 0. I'll say 1.
0. There was there was nothing. Even though the Bray Wyatt segment parts, whatever, was great.
Mm-hmm.
The Bray Wyatt segment was Smackdown. Never mind.
The Bray?
Yeah, the Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
The setup for the SummerSlam. I think it was the SummerSlam. Was it?
That's our next review. Is the Smackdown review. So let's get into that Smackdown review. All right. Such a breath of fresh air.
I was in and out as well with SmackDown.
It's finals week.
Yeah.
For school.
I have to study and all that great stuff. So yeah, I really missed out on a lot of it. I mean, I tuned in. It was on. It was just... It became background noise afterwards. So.
School. So, we had the New Day dancing on top of the commentary table, and Big E was gyrating.
Why? What is with that word? Gyrating. It's a bad word.
It's a bad word.
It's a bad word. It's not a good word. It's like how most people get bothered by the word moist.
Yeah. A friend of mine, his sister doesn't like hearing the word moist or penetrating.
He doesn't like penetration?
Penetration. No penetration.
For all you RuPaul Drag Race watchers out there.
Oh. Wow. So.
That's weird. Penetration?
Yeah. She doesn't like that word. So I remember she came because we worked in the kitchen, so she came to the kitchen to tour the kitchen. And I looked at my friend and I was like, dude, this cake was dry. It needed some. And then he looks at me and he's like, what did it need, Pete? Did you use applesauce instead of oil? I was like, no, I think it just needed to be penetrated with some moisture. And his sister was like, oh, God! And she walks out of the kitchen.
Penetrated with moisture in the kitchen.
So the best in the world.
No, there's only one.
Shane McMahon.
No.
Opens Smackdown. And let me tell you, he needs to go away.
As much as I love Shane, nothing he's done right now. Well, I can't say that because he still jumps off of cages and lands and jumps off of whatever the hell that was when he was in that match with The Miz a while back. When he was still having that feud with The Miz. And he just jumps off and they all die.
They all die.
They all die. You might as well just say everybody's dead after that.
Mm.
But he's still like that. He still does the crazy shit because it's like because it makes you want to say don't jump, Shane. Don't
do it.
Don't do
You're
it.
old.
It's not even that because it hurts.
It does.
So, but I have a lot of respect for Shane for the risk he takes. So
I do too, but to throw yourself in the best in the world tournament just because one of the guys was injured, no.
I don't know. I don't even think that was even Shane's choice.
They need to redo that tournament. They really do.
It's too late for that. I don't even think that was Shane's choice.
Really?
I don't think so.
Ugly.
I'm not sure. I don't know the specifics of what was the reasoning behind putting Shane McMahon in the Best in the World tournament.
I don't know.
Please let us know. What happened?
So, Shane McMahon is talking because Kevin Owens issued a challenge to Shane McMahon on Twitter and said that I challenge you to a match at SummerSlam. If I lose, I quit.
This is already bad.
Yeah.
He's already saying Twitter. It's already bad.
So Shane McMahon was like, I've heard this before. And he went to a year ago when Kevin Owens, he quit Raw. He lost a match to Seth Rollins. He sits down in front of the ring, in the ring with a chair, and he just looks at everybody, grabs a microphone, and says, I quit, and then walks out. So while Shane McMahon is there talking, we get CM Punk chants. We get you can't wrestle chants, and we get AEW chants.
Well, I expect to hear a lot more of that in the coming months to October.
So Owens comes walking out and says, well, I'm not the same guy that you saw. I'm a different person. That person was afraid to say his opinion and step on feet. This person, this Kevin Owens, is not. Let me show you. And he starts walking to the ring. Shane McMahon says, if you get into this ring, you will not have a match at SummerSlam. So Kevin Owens goes into the back. Ad break. Shane McMahon is in the back, and he's talking to Drew McIntyre and Elias. And Shane McMahon goes, "Oh my God, I have this great idea. Drew, you are the special guest referee. Elias, you are the special timekeeper. I will be the special guest ring announcer." For the match.
Was that the match for
the main event?
That was for the main event.
The main event is going to be Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns.
So his two enemies.
His two henchmen.
No, his two enemies, not henchmen. Henchmen are people.
Well, no, I'm saying Shane McMahon's henchmen. But yeah.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre and Elias.
Yep.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Kevin and Roman. I was like, what? That's not what henchmen mean.
No.
What henchmen mean?
I know. I know.
So that was the...
And then he had Shinsuke versus Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews is getting that push, baby. But he lost.
I think that's Eric Bischoff's idea.
I don't know, but it was a great idea because everybody loves Apollo. Yeah, and he just went to NXT. Went to NXT and had a match.
Yeah, he just had a match. It's not like he's over there.
Okay, so this segment was beautiful. In my eyes, it was absolutely beautiful. Sonya Deville is sitting backstage on one of the carts. Mandy Rose walks up to her and says, "Hey, good news. I talked to Shane McMahon. We have a match next week against the Iconics." And Sonya goes, "Does that mean we have a championship match?" And Mandy goes, "Yes. Next week, if we win, we get an opportunity to win the championships.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I'd rather see either.
Hang on. I don't think you caught it. Sonya asks, so next week we have a championship match? And and Mandy says, yes. Next week we have a match. If we win, the following week we get a championship match. I lost a few brain cells. I really did.
Mandy was the one. Mandy was the one who had to correct Sonya.
But she didn't. She didn't correct Sonya.
No, because Sonya said, we have a championship match. She's
next
like,
week?
Yes.
Yes.
We have a match. If we win it, we get a championship match.
Beautiful.
Okay then. Skip. Skip.
Moving on.
Pass.
Ali had a promo in the back.
That I saw that. That was pretty good.
That was good. He's a really good promo.
He does pretty.
I like the different views. Like he was in a city. This one he was in a stairwell.
These kind of promos, I normally don't tend to like them because it's trying to be like I know what they're trying to be. It's weird. So I just don't like a lot of stuff WWE does, but his promos have been actually pretty good because I don't normally like those kind of inspirational promos and things like that. But he delivers it in a way that I can believe, you know, kind of like, oh, okay, I believe you. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm behind you 100% on this. Mm-hmm. You know, kind of thing. So he's doing pretty good coming back from an injury.
Yeah. He's saying that he's going to rewrite his story. Nobody can rewrite his story except for himself.
Yes, I think he was literally he was on track to have a championship match last year.
Mm-hmm. He was going to be in place of Kofi. Mm-hmm. So
I don't think he was going to win the title.
No, but he would have gotten one hell of a push.
It was a push. It was a push. They were giving him the push. Mm-hmm. But then once Kofi came in the picture, I was like, oh, Kofi need to win this title.
So bad.
None. Yeah, like he's got to win. Bar none. Like
11 years in the business. You don't have a championship match. A main championship match. You had Miz TV with special guest Shawn Michaels.
What was it about? What was that about?
Excuse us. So, just saying, like, yesterday was good. Yesterday was a good reunion, but it wasn't. Just stuff like that. How's NXT going? Because he's a producer in NXT.
Yeah, I know that.
So then Dolph Ziggler comes walking out and says...
Ziggler
stuff. It should have been me. No, Dolph Ziggler says, you shouldn't come back. You shouldn't come back because your match last month was embarrassing. That's when he and Triple H fought. Who was it? Was it Kane and The Undertaker?
It was Kane.
The Undertaker. And so Shane gets in Dolph's face and says, you know what? You're right. That was embarrassing. I was very embarrassed. But not as embarrassed as being here for 11 years, constantly losing, and only being a quarter of a Shawn Michaels wannabe.
It's funny because he won the world heavyweight title a while back.
A long time ago.
But that
was with Vicky Guerrero's help. and then he won again when he won the Money in the Bank.
And it's like
that was his 2 heavyweight championships.
I don't know why they don't pull the trigger on Dolph. Like the dude is championship material.
Mm-hmm. So then Miz backs up Shane's reasoning and was like, well, what are you going to do about it? Brings out his head like, oh, well, then hit me. Do something. Dolph hits Miz. Mm-hmm. Shawn Michaels hits Dolph. Shawn goes to check on Miz. Shawn gets up. Dolph Ziggler super kicks Shawn Michaels.
So there is rumor, I did read this earlier, that despite, this looking like an angle, the whole Shawn Michaels, Dolph Ziggler, and Miz thing, looks like an angle that they're working. Apparently it's not an angle slated for SummerSlam.
No? Maybe Shawn.
There's no matches for them in SummerSlam.
Not even Ziggler versus Miz?
No. Huh. Nothing. So I'm just like, either saving that for the next pay-per-view, which is the one after SummerSlam.
Gotcha. I don't know what's the one after SummerSlam.
So I know they change them so fucking much. So I don't even know.
Then you have Ember Moon versus...
What is it, Capital Punishment?
Ember Moon versus Charlotte.
Who? I think... Did Charlotte win that?
It was actually no contest because then Charlotte was about to win. Bayley's music hits.
Okay,
Charlotte gets distracted. So actually, I think Ember won. This one, I watch it on DirecTV now, not a sponsor. And we live in Florida. We had a huge storm, and my internet crapped out. So during this match, I couldn't see it. But from what I read, Ember Moon then throws in Bayley into the ring and hits the Eclipse on Bayley, which was interesting.
She hits the Eclipse on Bayley?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't she? Because I know last week they like
Bayley
shook hands or something?
Yeah, Bayley just chose her. She was like, I need somebody who's going to be charismatic, who's never held the belt, who's going to, hold the belt to a higher standard. And then he's just like...
women's division.
And then she looks at Ember Moon and she goes, let's do it. And that's how she chose her
opponent. I thought people had to go through number 1 contenders matches.
Not no mo.
I thought that's how this stuff works.
Or rematch clauses.
Apparently they did away. They got away. They did away with that. Pretty sneaky. Like I think it took a while for people to start noticing. It's like, so we're not gonna have any number 1 contenders matches anymore. We're just gonna. Like, oh, you want a shot at the title now? Then you got the shot at the title now.
Yeah, doesn't matter no more. Kofi Kingston calls out Randy Orton.
Okay.
They actually did do a video package, I think it was, or Kofi Kingston was like, take a look at this video of their feud like 10, 12 years ago, 11 years ago.
Good God.
2008.
I barely remember that feud.
So, oh my gosh, it was so good.
It was really good.
Because this is when I think he was starting Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And Ted DiBiase Sr. buys Randy Orton a race car, and Kofi Kingston just jacks it up.
I remember that.
Scratches it. It breaks every window. So Kofi says, you were the one who didn't believe in me and cost me my run as the WWE champion. And Randy Orton looks at Kofi and says, you're right. I did pull weight backstage. I didn't think you were ready. I don't think you're ready now. This is a spoof. You're a spoof of a champion.
Spoof.
Spoof?
He said spoof.
No.
Oh.
Essentially, that's what he said.
I was
It's a gimmick. You shouldn't be champion. I don't think you're ready. Which, that was a damn good segment. It was really, really good because there was honesty.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of honesty.
I'd be careful with the word honesty.
To an extent. So, Randy Orton goes to leave. Samoa Joe's music hits. Samoa Joe gets into the ring. He's about to have a match with Kofi Kingston. Then there's an ad break. Apparently, there's a new pay-per-view that's only on WWE Network called Smackville.
Is that what that is?
Because it's in Nashville.
Because I saw the thing, I'm like, what the hell is Smackville? And I didn't even bother. Because I didn't see.
Terrible name.
Is it like a Saturday special event kind of thing?
They're
like
doing
Crown
it.
Jewel or whatever.
I think they're doing it in contest to if AEW has a quick match or a quick pay-per-view that they want to do. Because we don't know of any pay-per-views that AEW is doing after October.
I think they're gonna be in a kind of like WWE, how they'll have a pay-per-view for that specific month, but I'm not sure how they're gonna do pay-per-views.
I don't know.
I'm assuming that's how they're gonna do it from now on. Because these shows have just been kind of them just kind of building up.
Mm-hmm. Building up to it.
Yeah, building the hype to it. So, but I think Double or Nothing or All In are going to be like staples of their brand.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think we should expect to see another Fight for the Fallen unless they want to do another charity related pay-per-view.
Which, if that does happen, and if it is in Jacksonville, I know what to wear.
I'd rather not be outside. I'll just watch them home.
So, Joe is about to win. Randy Orton jumps into the ring, goes to RKO Kofi Kingston. Samoa Joe gets up, pulls Randy Orton away from Kofi Kingston. Randy Orton hits Samoa Joe with the RKO. He gets up, and Kofi Kingston hits him with the Trouble in Paradise.
So, pretty much how WWE always does. Ruin a segment by having a match right after it, and then no contesting it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then the New Day leave because they were commentary. And I'm just kidding. No, not thank God. Michael Cole comes to commentary. I do not like Michael Cole. This was your baby. This was what you were excited about. The next segment is the Finn Balor.
The Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. So what I was remembering was the segment from last week.
Oh,
where he got attacked in SmackDown last week. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Where he just came out of the dark, bow, just knocked him out with the Sister Abigail.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. So the follow-up to this one is nice. I don't know why Bray Wyatt is also antagonizing in Raw. But, wild card rules. Whatever that's about. This is just a match I've been wanting to see become like, I don't know how to describe it, but this is just a match that was happening. Plans got messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And they just never revisited it until now, until Bray Wyatt got his new character out, which is more fitting than the whole Sister Abigail ghost thing that Bray Wyatt had going on.
Yeah.
Because I liked it until it got to that point where, oh, I have the powers of Sister Abigail now. Like, I'm wearing this veil and this face paint. That
Yeah, it was stupid.
It was stupid. You know, I'm like, this deserves so much more.
A lot of people thought that when they were doing that, they thought that it was going to be the return of Paige. That Paige was going to be the Sister Abigail.
Everybody thought that. I thought so too. I believed, and then I was like, no, there's no way. No, I'm like, there's no way. I mean, it would have been awesome because then you use talent that can't wrestle anymore, that can do stuff. But
now she's just managing the
Kabuki
Warriors, who were not on this episode of Smackdown,
surprisingly,
and the Iconics, who were not on this episode of SmackDown.
But yet, Mandy, and you know what?
I digress.
But yeah, I'm excited, man. Bray Wyatt comes on Titantron, issues out the challenge to Bray Wyatt. Or no, not issues, accepts the challenge from Finn Balor for a match in SummerSlam.
Let me in.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Me in. So it's getting good. And I hope it stays good. But like all things, WWE creative works like magic around the clock. They do something good and they always manage to fuck it up. So I'm looking forward to how they fuck it up this time.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't. This is the best.
I don't want
this is the best consistent thing to happen on WWE programming for a long time. This Bray
Not
Wyatt,
a long time.
This Bray Wyatt thing is
the only
gorgeous.
thing that's actually good. The only thing recently that's actually good at the moment, that Kofi versus Randy again, which we haven't gotten in like forever. That's about the only thing I see right now that's worth my time to even watch.
Yeah.
Like, I love Seth Rollins, but man, like, every time this man gets into the title picture, it's just like, whatever.
Who cares?
Like, whatever. You don't have any real opposition. They've been throwing him to Brock, to Shane. I'm like, you guys have people in your roster. Make something better. Make a better storyline. Make his championship run mean something when he has it. Not just kind of like give him the championship and like, okay. Nobody really has anything else to look forward to now after that. I was like, so what's next? Who's gonna defend? Because it's all, every time everybody wins a title now, it's just about who's gonna defend. I mean, who's gonna challenge? How is he gonna defend it? And like, it's never interesting anymore.
No,
because I don't think I've seen a championship match with a stipulation other than that mixed match thing during
the mixed match challenge.
No, not mixed match challenge.
One it was Becky.
The championship, the women's and the universal.
When it was Becky and Seth Rollins versus
But that wasn't really like, it was. I felt indifferent about that match. Like, there was some good moments and everything, but like, I haven't seen a stipulation on a title match in a while. Like at Extreme Rules, you'd expect there to be a stipulation. For a match, but no, we just got a singles.
Maybe we'll get a Night of Champions.
They don't even do Night of Champions anymore.
They did it last year.
They did?
I think so.
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Money in the Bank. They don't do Night of Champions anymore.
So the last thing we had was the Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. So, Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, they kept headlock, like locking, and
wrist holds.
Yeah, And Drew McIntyre kept pushing them apart, like actually getting in between them and pushing them apart. And
it was like, it's not even a match at this point. I don't even think it was even...
No, it never turned into a match.
It never turned into a match.
Roman didn't like that, so he Superman punched Roman Reigns. Oh, I'm sorry. Roman Reigns Superman punched Drew McIntyre. Elias runs into the ring, and then he gets Superman punched. Then Drew McIntyre gets back up, and he gets speared. Elias gets stunned, I think. Then Shane McMahon walks into the ring, and he runs out because he starts getting surrounded. Then he runs back into the ring, and Kevin Owens gives him a stunner. The whole crowd cheers
because it's a stunner,
and it's Kevin Owens, and they all chant.
Which is a good thing. So.
They all chant one more time. One more time. One more time.
He does, right?
So he stuns him again. And that was the end of the episode.
So
not a lot. Not a lot, just long segments.
So my problem with this
match
or segment or whatever the hell this was.
It definitely wasn't a match.
Is that there was nothing original about it. It was like, Drew McIntyre is guest referee, Elias is timekeeper, and Shane is the announcer. Like heels, face, like 3 heels, 2 face. Like, what do you think is gonna happen there?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it wasn't as bad as I'm making it out to be, because it was still entertaining. It was still entertaining. The 2 stunners, Roman Superman punching the hell out of everybody he sees every day. But like, this wasn't. I don't think this whole whatever this whole segment was really needed.
No, I agree.
So like, because right now they're taking it to where they're not trying to end the shows with actual matches, just ending it with more melodrama.
Because it's sport entertainment. It's not professional wrestling.
I don't care what it is. Wrestling is wrestling.
Right, but when you look at the description of WWE,
that's
it's
fine.
Sports entertainment.
That's fine. But when I see them out there in the ring,
you want
that's
the
wrestling. That's professional wrestling. Because you can tell a story in professional wrestling.
True.
And they do it so much better than WWE's sports entertainment.
Are you talking about AEW?
No, I'm talking about... It's not just AEW. Indie wrestling, freaking...
yeah, they do it better than WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, how many Slammy Awards would you give this? Smackdown.
Are we doing Slammies now?
We're just gonna change it every week. Every podcast, we're gonna change the award system. So we had the ESPY Awards. Now we're doing the Slammies.
The Slammies. So SmackDown, I'll give it a 4.
Yep.
Just to kind of be fair, there was a few moments where it got me off my seat when I was watching. So,
tell us how many Slammy Awards you want to give it. So we agree with 4. So let's get into some news. This is a new segment.
Some news. Ooh, it's a new segment, kind of new. We're testing it out. Kind of testing it out.
We're giving it a try. See what happens.
See what happens, because we also want to cover video games.
Other things throughout the week.
Because and like mostly and video games, because we we are a channel about wrestling and video games. So when the time comes, we'll put out more news, or as more episodes come out, we'll try to squeeze in some more time.
Yeah,
talk about.
Maybe we'll do 2 different shows. We'll do one that focuses on video game like news and stuff like that, and then we'll do a wrestling news. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how we're working it all out.
But yeah, I know. So there's what is it that I wanted to talk about?
Something that I really wanted to talk about was The Witcher.
So now, even though The Witcher,
I have my books.
It's a book. It's a book series. Everybody knows it. Anybody who has good taste
who's addicted to the games.
Not even addicted to the games, because I read the books before I read the games. Or, I mean, before I played the games.
Whoever wants to, like, go back and, like... I can't get the book out. Forget it. So the first book is called Blood of Elves. And it's a phenomenal... I don't like reading. It was a phenomenal book. So, Netflix is doing a series on it, and it looks...
Is it on that
one?
The
trailer, huh?
Is it on that one? Is it on...
It is not based off the games.
No, I know it's not based off the games. It is based off on the books, but they're doing Blood of Elves first?
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay.
But the trailer came out. And I am not embarrassed to say that I've watched that trailer like 10 or 12 times.
Only reason because I love the books too, but I really like the depictions in the video games a little bit more than the books.
Oh, yeah.
Even the... That's jacked up, but I just like a bit more than that. But I guess since technically Witcher is still a video game too.
This is the book. Go read it. Go read it. It is so good.
I mean, you don't have to. You can just be like just play games all day.
Or play games all day. It's 398 pages. The first book.
So
there's a total of 7, by the way.
I've seen the trailer too. Only twice, kind of just because I saw it once. I was in class and I saw the trailer and I was like, okay, let me watch this later. So I watched it again. I hope it's good for the sake, because I was a little bit negative about it.
Well, Netflix is doing it, so I'm excited about that. Because they did
look,
Daredevil.
Look, Netflix.
Punisher.
I have a problem with Netflix, okay? They already jacked up Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I'm sorry.
With a worthless redub. It's not... It didn't even need to be redubbed. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't even... They redubbed it with completely different people. And changed a lot of the plot points.
Didn't they also dub Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
No.
No? In the live action?
No. Netflix is just... The dubbing wasn't even done by Netflix. Netflix just has rights to stream the movie on their streaming service. That's it. But Full Metal Alchemist was way before that, so don't even worry about that. Yeah, they jacked up Neon Genesis Evangelion, so I don't even... If you're gonna watch that, just try to find a way to watch Neon Genesis Evangelion the way it's meant to be watched. Don't watch it on Netflix. It's a waste of time. Then they sort of jacked up the new Knights of the Zodiac, Saint Seiya. Not many people know about this anime.
I don't know.
Not many people, because I guess people in the West just have... I don't know what the hell is wrong with this, but this is not me. I love this, and it's really popular among us Latinos, amongst us Spanish folk. Where you go to Mexico and you freaking mention Knights of the Zodiac, and anybody who hears you who happens to like anime or whatever will just... Not even who likes anime, because it's pretty popular down over there in Mexico, from what I understand. But they love the hell out of it, and I love the hell out of it too. But there's a character in there who goes by the name of Andromeda Shu, and he was a guy. But he was played out more. He was written out more like he was a little bit more on the feminine side or whatever, and he was like a total pacifist, which is okay. Then I guess for this new series, it's just it's like a rehash or
like a reboot,
of the original story, of the original manga story, and they changed it. They changed the Andromeda Shu to a girl. I didn't have a problem with it.
Really?
Because the way his character was written, it could be either or. It could be it could either be a male or a female. It's both. There's no such thing as a guy should be this kind of man or whatever. You can be whatever kind of man you want, please. Don't let anybody tell you what kind of man you should be, or woman at that. But I don't have a problem with Shu being a girl. I'm like Shu's character works for both male and female, so like there's nothing wrong with that. I have only like the real diehard people,
super fans
of this series, like have a problem with it because it's not what they grew up with. I'm like, of course it's not what you grew up with. It's something else.
Something new. Just indulge it. Just see what happens.
Just see what happens. I mean, like, it's not bad for the 6 episodes that they released out of the 12 so far. But they changed my man's Andromeda Shu's name to Andromeda Sean.
Okay. I can understand where that can be frustrating.
Sean. And then they had the nerve to pronounce it as Shun when it's spelled Shaun.
Well, it's probably kind of like the...
No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
No, it's probably like...
I don't want to hear it. It's the dumbest name change for any anime character.
It's like...
I don't know why people do this.
It's like The Last Airbender. That movie. Soka. How they changed... How M. Night Shyamalan changed the main character's name from Aang from the TV shows to Ung.
That's just a special thing, but that's not even.
But I mean, I bring that point up to say that it's happened before.
Yeah,
where people have
it
changed
happens all
names.
the time.
Yeah,
it happens all the time. They do it with animes. I thought we stopped doing that with anime. But I guess not. Then not only that, they changed my man's Dragon Shiryu, another one of the main characters' name. They changed his name from Dragon Shiryu to Dragon Long.
Blah.
and he's a martial artist. It's like the most weird name to be. And I'm like, and I'm pretty sure it's the American part of Netflix that did that crap. Because in Japan, their names are still the same.
Right.
I still in there. So I'm like, and the American version on Netflix doesn't have the Japanese dub, and I'm like, I'd rather listen to that than keep hearing these names wrong. Not only that, Cygnus Hyoga, another one of the main characters, they changed his name to Cygnus Magnus.
Why?
I'm. And then one of my favorite characters in this, Phoenix Icky, they changed his name to Nero. I'm just like, how?
To Nero?
To Nero. How do you go from Icky to Nero?
Oh, his last name, so it's still still Phoenix?
Phoenix is the constellation of the armor that he's wearing, or or the constellation that he was born under. So, like, the main characters wear armor based on the constellations that they were born under.
Gotcha.
So Seiya he goes by Pegasus Seiya. His armor is based on the Pegasus constellation because he was born on the Pegasus constellation.
Gotcha. This is an interesting idea.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. It's pretty. They did some insane crap. I'm not gonna lie to you. They did some weird. They've done weird stuff. Then the series isn't perfect, but it was a good concept and a pretty good story. And then, but that was like my only gripe with the show. Really, it was just like you guys changed my dude's names. Like I don't care about everything else. You guys just butchered. You guys just butchered the hell out of these characters. I was really upset about that. I still finished it. I still finished the 6 episodes, and it's not a bad reboot. It's not bad. It has problems, whatever. But this series is long, so it's gonna start slow, boring. But it's not a bad show. But going back to Witcher though.
Yes, please.
Only problem I had was, you know what? I'm not even, because it's not even really a problem.
So really the main character, the guy who's playing Geralt, is Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. I don't know who's playing Yennefer. I know the girl who's playing Ciri. I just don't remember her name.
Yeah, I don't know who's playing Yennefer.
But my problem just was like, it was too little. It was just too little for me to be hype about it.
Like the short trailer? Yeah, the trailer was only like a minute.
It was
like a minute and like 16 seconds or something.
Like I'm just like
Go watch it. It is, oh my gosh. It's a good 1 minute for me. It was a good 1 minute.
It was like a lot of talking, and I'm like, okay, a lot of.
It got me excited to go see it, to watch it on Netflix.
I'm still not. I still need more than what they showed me. Them talking and just. I don't know. I'd rather just them give me the show than give me a trailer.
I still have yet to beat the game. Like, I don't want to beat it. Like, I'm still stuck on like one little part. I just don't want to beat it.
I was like that with Persona 5. I just beat it this year, and that game came out last year.
Yeah, it's still sitting next to my Xbox. And just I gotta play it again.
I beat that game like 3 times, and you have not beaten it.
I have not beaten it once. I don't want to. I am the type of person, right?
That game is like.
I am a story lore. I love lore. I love stories. If a game sucks, but the story is phenomenal, I am hooked. If the game
depends.
For me, it's story.
Depends.
It's all story.
It depends, because I'm a story guy too, but sometimes the story is not good enough
to
hold the game together.
If a story is not good, or I get bored, then it's a bad game for me. Example, Mass Effect Andromeda. I got so bored.
It wasn't boring.
For me, it was.
The gameplay was great.
Gameplay was great.
Gameplay was great. The story just really lacked a lot of
That's
the character.
what I'm saying.
Lacked a lot of the character from 2 and like I guess 3. Not everybody really likes 3 either, but whatever.
Yep, I agree. I mean, if Andromeda had a better story, then I would have been good. I still haven't even beat that. I gotta redo it.
No, you gotta at least beat Andromeda.
I know. I have to redo it.
Because I know that's what I did. I didn't beat it because I was just like, this ain't the same. And then I went ahead and just beat it, just because I paid for it, and I'm like, I might as well take the L. I'll take the L and I'll beat this game and just sell it to whatever unfortunate soul wants to play that game.
So another news is we now know when AEW is going to be.
Ooh, this is going to be our last bit of news right here. October 2nd.
October 2nd. I'm really, really excited to see what they're going to do.
I'm really hyped because I have reason to go to TNT now. To TNT.
It's going to be on TNT Drama.
Oh, it's TNT
Drama. But here's the thing that we were saying before, is when they applied to go on TNT, you could see their contract on their Instagram. It says professional wrestling.
Yeah.
It's a professional wrestling show. When you look at WWE's contract, it says a sports entertainment show. They are not going to be doing professional wrestling. They're going to be wrestling professionally, but they're going to not have all that drama in there. They're also going to do wins and losses and ties.
AEW's going to have the drama in there.
It's going to have drama in there, but not as much as... or as terrible as WWE.
Like, these guys came their whole careers were built off of making stories and having great matches. Like, without a great story, you can't have a great match, which is what WWE isn't really getting it.
No, it's lacking.
It's like they get it, and then like something just kind of pops off, and they're like, okay, now we're gonna go back to the bullshit that we always know, and love. For them,
they love, not us.
But these guys, freaking Kenny, Cody, and the Bucks, they tell stories not just outside of wrestling, but inside of wrestling too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more to it,
Yeah.
So, and like, I'm not bad mouthing wrestlers in WWE because I like them all too.
It's not them. It's
really
all
the
writers.
It's like every single one of their moves there's no room for freedom or for creative freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Every single move is dictated by WWE creative, just about. And
All
if they
that,
have to adjust
all
on
the promos.
like if they have to adjust on the fly, they'll adjust on the fly in the ring or whatever. But I think that's as far as their creative freedom really goes.
Yeah.
It's they have to rehearse. They have freedom on their gear, of course.
Mm-hmm.
According if they're going by the regulations, that they can't have certain things on gear, but they have freedom on their gear.
They have certain freedoms. They have more. AEW has a little bit more, but
because I don't think they have a creative team in there. They don't have a creative team in AEW.
No.
They don't.
They don't have writers. They have writers for like storylines, but promos. That's
they probably
all
do
the
that
wrestlers.
themselves. But they do that themselves.
Yeah.
They do that themselves. Wrestlers, whatever.
They come up with their own promos and they just give it, and then that's it.
So I'm guessing it's something like it's like, okay, it's gonna be you and you. We're gonna have to build a rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you guys. Whatever you guys want to do.
See, that's dope.
And we'll run it by and see if we can improve it.
Yeah. I just want to see if there's going to be like
I'd rather sit.
and
Like I'd rather sit across from the guy who's going to be my opponent, rival, enemy for like a good amount of. It's like oh, you have 2 or 3 months until this pay-per-view or whatever to build up this rivalry, and things like that. That's
go ahead. This is your baby. Take it.
And we'll air it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's like that. If it's gonna be like that, but from the way that things are sounding, it's gonna be more focused on wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Than whatever the hell is going on in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
That's been gone for years.
So let's go back to video games real quick before we end this.
Okay.
If you can say your favorite video game, what would you say?
Final Fantasy VII.
And they're remaking that too. And that was really quick.
All right. We should end this because when I start talking about Final Fantasy VII, I'm not gonna start talking about Final Fantasy VII.
Next week, we talk about Final Fantasy VII.
Maybe.
In a 24-hour live stream.
Oh no.
No, we're gonna bring more content, so just keep watching.